Do you have any tips?
Yeah.
What kind of tips do you have?
Okay.
Really?
Oh.
You just whacked me in the face. Hey peeps, Emerson here. I'm back with another video, and this one is a requested video from one of the comments on one of my other videos. I think it was my last one. On my Walmart haul video, somebody asked if I could do a video about how to motivate yourself to do household chores and kind of keep up with the house when you're exhausted, when you're tired. I mean, I'm gonna even tap a little bit into when you're depressed or something, when you're feeling really low. I am not wearing a wrap today simply because my youngest kind of hit and pulled on one of my piercings, so it's kind of inflamed, and I really didn't want to try to wrap with that going on. Yeah, that's why I have no wrap in this video. Go ahead and get this started. So the comment was actually, could you do a video about how you motivate yourself to do housework / chores when you're low on energy or just don't feel like it? How do you keep on top of the daily tasks and such? I'm still learning how to take care of a home and I struggle with that, but you managed to take care of a home and 4 kids, so you must have some tips. I'd really appreciate you sharing them. And this is from B. Yeah, I don't mind sharing a few things that I've learned over the years. I mean, even I'm still constantly working on keeping up with the house and the kids. Like, it's still a daily struggle sometimes for me, because sometimes I really just don't feel like it. Many different tips, many different things that you can do. This really depends on your personality of what kind of tips would work for you and your personality and how you think and how your brain works. Number 1, you can focus on one thing at a time, like one small thing at a time, instead of looking at everything like one big giant messy picture. Because if you look at everything as one big giant messy thing, you are gonna feel so overwhelmed. I feel super overwhelmed when I look at everything all at once. I get so overwhelmed and I literally just freeze and I don't want to do anything. And I have days where I'm just like, you know what? I'm just overwhelmed. My brain feels like it's going haywire. I'm not going to do it. But one thing that can help with that is that if you just put your focus on one small task at a time. So if you're sitting in the living room and there's a big mess in front of you or something, like there's shoes everywhere, you know, there's paper everywhere or something like that, maybe start off with the paper. Like, pick up all of the paper off the floor, put it in the trash, put it on your desk or something. And then your next step could be, oh hey, there are shoes on the floor. I'll pick up these shoes and put them on the shoe rack or put them in the closet or wherever you put your shoes. The hard part is literally just getting off the couch though. That is the hardest part for me. I'm sure that's the hardest part for you and maybe other people, but I literally have to force myself off the couch. If I'm having like a super bad day, especially a bad mental day, the house is just trash. I have to admit, like, sometimes I'm just like, I'm not doing housework at all. Or I'm like, you know what, I really want the house to be picked up, but I really don't feel like it. And when I feel that depression and, you know, just a bad mental day starts seeping in and everything, I force myself off the couch. Like, I literally have to force myself off because my brain is like, oh, I don't feel like doing it. I really don't want to do it, blah, blah, blah. You find so many reasons not to do it. I have to force myself to get up, because once I start getting up and I do one small task at a time, when I do one thing, like pick up the shoes or something like that, it motivates me to do something else. Like, oh hey, I got up to do this one thing and that was all I wanted to do, but you know what? That helped and motivated me to, oh hey, there's something else on the floor, maybe I should pick that up too. And then it kind of escalates from there. Because as you keep doing more and more stuff, you start to, it's weird, when you start to get physical and start picking up things and, you know, moving things along, it's like momentum. Yeah, momentum. Like, you get momentum and you get energy. It just gives you momentum and the energy to finish maybe just that one room for the day, and that's okay. You gotta cut yourself a little slack, especially if you're having a bad day. The second thing, number 2, is if you're the type of person that likes rewards, you know, rewarding other people, like your kids, or rewarding yourself, like if rewards are a big motivator for you to do something, to get something done, you can use that. I've done this before. Like, I will start off with, okay, I'm gonna do one room. I'm gonna focus on that one room. You know, I'll do the whole room. Like, if it's my bedroom or something, I'll put my clothes away, clean up all the different things and stuff, and then I'll take a break after doing that entire room, and I'll take a break and be like, okay, I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna take a 5 or 10 minute break. I'm going to reward myself with, maybe I'll play a game for 10 or 15 minutes. Maybe I'll sit down and eat some food, give myself a rest, watch an episode of something that I've been watching, you know, kind of catch up on. After my 10 minutes is up for a break, I go off and do another room. I kind of go off from there. So if rewarding yourself helps motivate you to get something done, use that. It might seem a little childish, but if it works for you, it works. And sometimes that works for me. Number 3, you don't have to do everything in one entire day. Now this goes for if you have kids, if you have 1 kid, 2 kids, 3 kids, 10 kids, or you're by yourself, or you're married, or you're living with your boyfriend or your girlfriend or whoever. If you break it down and give yourself a schedule, a cleaning schedule, that's going to help a lot too. Like I said, a lot of these things depend on your personality, what you want to do, you know, what your motivation is. Making a cleaning list, cleaning schedule, so to speak, a weekly schedule. So maybe one day, like on Monday or something, if you work during the week, plan it for after you get off of work, maybe an hour after you get off work, so you can have an hour of relaxing and chilling. So you're not overwhelming yourself and you're not going immediately into cleaning. Because you don't really want to do that when you come home from work. If you're working, or even if you're not working outside of the home, print out a sheet of like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, like a calendar, and write one big thing to do each day. Monday, I'm going to get all the vacuuming and sweeping done. Now, of course, you're going to sweep it every day, I hope. Every other day, I guess. I'm gonna do all the floors. I'm gonna mop the floors. I'm gonna clean the floors. I'm gonna vacuum the floors. And you do that one big task that day. Tuesday can be, I am going to get every single piece of laundry done in this house. Or, you know, dishes or something like that. Like, just basically break it down. One giant task each day. And repeat the process over and over every week. And you'll get into a system and you'll get into a rhythm of, you know what, this is the day that I do this is the day that I do that. And so you're not so overwhelmed because you're actually keeping up with the housework and all the chores and stuff as you go along. It makes it easier to maintain it instead of letting everything pile up and then you're like, there's this huge pile of stuff that I really don't want to clean, so I'm just gonna leave it sitting there in a huge pile for like 2 weeks, which I'm guilty of that. I'm totally guilty, even for longer. I kind of live in piles, so it's kind of hard for me to be like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna clean up that pile. I just let it sit. Like, I have a big pile of clothes in my bedroom, like just a big pile of stuff on my side of the room that I have not picked up in like 2 weeks. A cleaning schedule for one big thing each day, and maybe a bunch of like little stuff, because you know, you gotta do dishes and stuff, but do one big giant task a day. It helps you maintain the house. It helps prevent things from building up so you're not so overwhelmed by the huge picture of all the stuff that's going on and you go right back where you started. Now, I have a habit of, I'll be okay for a couple weeks getting myself on a schedule or something, and then I'm just like, blah. Like, I go off the rails, and it's something that I'm still working on. I'm not perfect. If you're a list maker, number 4, if you're a list maker, if you're a person who likes to make lists, grocery lists, whatever. Make a list of the things that you need to do in your house. They don't all have to be done all in one day, so you're not overwhelmed. It can be like, maybe like 5 things or something that you really want to get done, or 3 things or something. Okay, so today I'm going to wake up, I'm going to get a shower, I'm gonna, you know, do this, do that, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm going to wash the dishes, fill up the dishwasher. Then I'm gonna sweep the kitchen floor and, you know, scrub the counters. So, and then I'm going to put a load of laundry in the dryer, in the washer. You know, just kind of stuff like that, kind of breaking it down. Your daily to-do list, basically. It ties in with number 1. You know, you're breaking things down a little bit at a time, so you're not seeing all of it all at once and being so overwhelmed that you really don't want to clean up or do anything. And you know what? Sometimes there is a day where you will have a bad day. You will have a day where you're just like a big F it. Just a big bunch, a big giant cup of nope. No, I'm just having a bad day. I'm not gonna do anything. And you know what? Sometimes that's okay. For days like that, you really have to cut yourself a little bit of slack, especially if you've been working, if you've been doing a lot of things. You know, sometimes your brain is just on overload, and that happens, and you know what? Your body and your brain just need a break. and it's okay to let it go for a day. I know it's also hard when you let it go for a day that some people are like, it's very difficult for people to pick it back up after that day break. And I'm one of those people.
A break in the routine can make it hard to get back on, whether it's exercise, whether it's...
Yeah, it's like a break in the routine. It can make it hard to get back on track, like you said, like exercising. I don't know if you guys can hear him in the background. Or you can make your significant other do everything for you. I mean, you have kids also, like kids our age, from 3 or even 2 on up, or even 1, you can teach them how to, oh hey, can you pick up this shoe and put it here? And they can learn as they get older more and more things that they can do that's age appropriate, of course. Can you clean up your room please, or something? Or can you pick up this toy from the living room and put it here? Can you put that in your room? Kind of stuff like that. Like, allow your children to help you. A little bit more light in the picture. But allow your children to help you if you have children. It's okay for the 1-year-old to learn how to put a diaper in the trash, like if you're changing their butt. My youngest knows how to put diapers in the trash. And cut yourself a little slack if you have a really, really bad day and you're just like, big bunch of nope. Because I have some of those days and I'm just like, nope, I'm not gonna do anything. And a lot of times I will leave it until right before bedtime and I will pick everything up as much as I can and then I'll just go to bed. That's not for everyone though. But if you focus on one small thing, one small task at a time, it's going to greatly help in helping you not feel so overwhelmed and stressed out about everything that is going on around you. Because when you have a lot of things that need to be cleaned up, it's annoying and awful and you just don't want to do it. And I get that. So I think that's all that I have. I hope this helped. I hope this helped in answering your question. I hope it gave you a couple of things to think about. These kind of tips and stuff can work for if you're home alone, or if you live with somebody, or if you have 1 or multiple kids. And I'm not saying that they are the most wonderful and amazing tips in the world, but they are what has worked for us over the years and what we've kind of figured out and grown accustomed to, and you know, trying to figure out what works for me and him, because you know, sometimes I don't clean and he does, sometimes he cleans or he doesn't clean and I do. Like, it's a process and we are nowhere near perfection. I don't think we ever will be, because perfection honestly doesn't exist. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that all of these tips were helpful to you and to anybody else who is watching this video. I'm not very good at outros and I have redone this like 3 or 4 times already. But anyway, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!
You're ruining a song!
Oh, you want to be part of the video?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't even know what you're saying, dude.
Really important stuff.
Really, really important
Super
stuff.
important.
So important.
Out of the mouths of babes.
Say hi. Goes away. Cheese. Cheese. You think it's a picture? I'm so bad at outros. Take 3 or 4. I don't know. Filming with children in the background. I like this setup though. I like with the windows and the lights behind me and stuff like that. Like, it's really pretty.